400,000 miles. That number sounds impossible to most diesel owners, and honestly, when I hit it, I understood why. Most people never get there. They spend years dealing with blown turbos, failed injectors, cracked heads, and repair bills that make them question why they bought a diesel in the first place. I am going to share the 7 habits that carried my diesel past that milestone, and I promise you, they are nothing like what you have been told. Stick around for habit number 7, because it costs almost nothing and stops the single most expensive type of diesel failure dead in its tracks. Before we get into it, I want to be straight with you. This is not about coddling your engine or keeping it wrapped in cotton. My truck has hauled serious loads, operated in brutal temperatures, and logged hard miles across this country. These habits work because they are built for real-world use, not garage queens. Habit number 1. I change my oil every 5,000 miles, no matter what the owner's manual says. Manufacturers will tell you that modern diesels can go 10,000 or even 15,000 miles between oil changes. And technically, they are not wrong. The oil can survive that long. But surviving and protecting are two different things. Diesel engines are genuinely hard on oil. They generate more soot, more combustion acids, and more internal contamination than any gasoline engine. Your eager system pushes exhaust gases back through the intake, and that dirties the oil faster than most people realize. Every DPF regeneration cycle dumps extreme heat into the system, breaking down the oil's chemistry from the inside out. I have reviewed oil analysis reports from diesel engines at 8,000 miles that looked acceptable on paper. Yet those same engines showed bearing wear and carbon deposits when torn apart. The analysis said fine, but the engine told a different story. Cutting the interval to 5,000 miles costs roughly $300 more per year, compared to a 10,000-mile schedule. Over the life of a high-mileage diesel, that adds up to maybe $1,500 in extra oil changes. One engine rebuild runs $15,000 minimum. The arithmetic is not complicated. Fresh oil is the cheapest form of insurance you can buy for a diesel. Habit number 2. I use the full RPM range my engine was built for. This one surprises people because most diesel owners treat anything above 2,000 RPM like it is going to destroy the motor. I take mine to 3,000 RPM regularly and occasionally to 4,000 under the right conditions. That is not abuse. That is how the engine was engineered to operate. Running the full power band does several things for your engine. Higher RPMs burn off carbon deposits that pile up during low-speed cruising. They complete DPF regeneration cycles more efficiently. They keep the turbocharger swept clean and the valve train properly exercised. Diesels that spend their entire lives below 2,000 RPM develop carbon fouling, lazy regeneration cycles, and wear from chronic underuse. I am not telling you to bounce off the rev limiter every day. I am telling you that avoiding the upper range entirely is a slow way to kill a diesel. Habit number 3. Proper warm-up and a consistent cool-down every single time. This is not about long idle sessions before you leave the driveway. It is about respecting how thermal cycles affect precision engine components. Cold diesel fuel does not atomize the way it should. Cold oil does not flow adequately. Cold metal and warm metal simply do not behave the same way. My warm-up is simple. Start the engine, let it idle for about 30 seconds while I get situated. Then, drive gently for the first 5 minutes. No hard acceleration, no heavy throttle, no trailer loads until that temperature gauge is where it belongs. The cool-down matters just as much. After any hard pull or highway run, I let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds before shutdown. That gives the turbocharger time to shed heat with oil still flowing through it. Heat soak after shutdown kills turbos, and turbo replacements are never cheap. Habit number 4. I treat my fuel system like the precision instrument it is. Modern common rail injection systems operate at pressures above 30,000 psi. At that pressure, even microscopic contamination causes damage you cannot see coming. I swap fuel filters every 15,000 miles, regardless of what the manual recommends. I add a quality fuel system cleaner, formulated for common rail diesels, every 10,000 miles. I check my water separator consistently and drain it the moment I spot moisture. Water in diesel fuel is not a minor nuisance. It causes corrosion and promotes bacterial growth that can destroy injection components entirely. A $20 bottle of cleaner every 10,000 miles dissolves deposits in the injectors and combustion chambers before they become a $3,000 repair. I buy fuel from stations with solid turnover. Keep my tank reasonably full to limit condensation and avoid any pump that looks questionable. Fuel system neglect is one of the fastest ways to end a diesel's life early. Habit number 5. Respect the cooling system. Diesels run hotter than gas engines by design, and overheating even once can cause damage that permanently shortens the engine's life. I check coolant level every single month, not when I suspect a problem. I flush the system every 60,000 miles with the correct coolant type for my engine. I never mix coolant types, and I never use plain water unless I have no other option. I replace the radiator cap on schedule because it is a pressure-rated component that wears out quietly. I keep the radiator fins clean and clear. A partially blocked radiator looks fine until you are pulling a grade in July with a loaded trailer, and then you have a blown head gasket. A pinhole leak becomes a major failure faster than you expect. A faulty thermostat can damage an engine by running it too cool just as easily as too hot. Habit number 6. Work the truck the way it was built to be worked. This is the one that confuses people most when they hear it alongside longevity advice. Babying a diesel is not kindness. It is neglect. I tow when the job calls for towing. I haul loads without apology. I downshift on grades and keep the RPMs where the engine produces power correctly, rather than lugging along in too high a gear at low revs. Diesels that are regularly worked stay cleaner internally, cycle their emission systems properly, and develop far fewer issues than engines kept at light throttle indefinitely. The goal is not to avoid hard work. The goal is to perform that work correctly, within the range the engineers intended. Habit number 7. Write everything down and fix small problems before they grow. I keep a maintenance log with dates, mileage, and details for every service performed. I note any unusual sound, vibration, or behavior change the moment I notice it. When something feels off, I look into it that week, not next month. A minor vibration can point to a failing engine mount. A rough cold start signals an early injector problem. A small coolant seep signals a larger failure building. Catching these things early has saved me from serious bills more times than I can count. A $200 fix caught in time prevents a $5,000 breakdown down the road. I also stay connected with a diesel technician who knows this truck's history. That relationship is worth something. None of these 7 habits are complicated or expensive. They are grounded in understanding what diesel engines actually need to go the distance. The difference is not any one habit in isolation. It is applying all 7, steadily without shortcuts, mile after mile.